objection, Your Honor.
All right, defense exhibits 105, 106, 107 are admitted without objection. Yes.
Okay, so now at this point, you've staged both vehicles at their approximate location of the third shot from that white SUV. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. I'm going to show you what I've marked as. So I guess I'm now on 108, right?
Yes.
8. I'm going to show you what's been marked as defendants exhibit 108 and 109. Do you recognize this photograph?
I do.
Okay. Does it fairly and accurately depict where these vehicles were staged?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And okay. So in defendants exhibit 108, can we see the location of the black F-150 and I'm sorry, what was this one called again?
A Chevy Traverse.
The Chevy Traverse. Do we see the locations of those two vehicles?
Yes, we do.
Okay. And in defendants exhibit 109, do we see both of those or just one vehicle?
Just the one.
This is the heart of the fight. The judge is basically asking, if this guy isn't an expert, how can he testify about what people could or couldn't see? That kind of conclusion requires specialized knowledge. Otherwise, what's stopping anyone off the street from playing detective? It's a razor-thin line between showing facts and sneaking in an opinion. What do you think? Should the defense get away with this move?
Chevy Traverse.
Okay. And Judge, at this time, I had tendered defendants exhibit 108 and 109 to the state and offered evidence.
Your Honor, at this time, state's objecting to these and also objection to state exhibit number 8 and 9, 108 and 109. And also an objection to, I believe that defense counsel is trying to present this individual as a crime scene recreation expert, and I don't believe he has any training in it.
May we approach, Judge? So the estimate locations of these vehicles. I don't believe you have to be an expert to estimate the location and take photographs from those locations, but regardless, it's evident whether he is an expert or whether he's not an expert. It's any sort of event recreation, even if you want to call it that, which I'd be hesitant to, but if this is an event recreation, there's 2 steps to the predicate. Judge, it's number 1, are these results helpful to the trier of fact in deciding any relevant
But who
issue?
is the question then? If you're saying, are these results relevant, where are these results coming from? Because if it's just results, can you just take somebody off the street? Let me grab a school teacher and have a school teacher come in and say, this is a video. Will you go out to this scene and do measurements? How would that be any different than just taking a random person off
Well, Judge,
the street to come in and testify?
If he needs to be qualified as an expert, he can, and I believe he did it through his credentials, Judge.
Well, no, I'm trying to figure out if you are offering him as an expert. If you're not offering him as an expert, then I don't know how he can testify to results that he has determined without being an expert.
If for the admissibility of these, I need to offer him as an expert, I believe that he does qualify, and I'm willing to do that, Judge.
No, I'm not saying what you need to do and what admissibility is. I'm just saying I don't understand how someone can be brought in to talk about results, but you're saying they're not an expert and you're not offering them as an expert. And I'm just trying to find.
And here comes the prosecution swinging back hard. Their point? Without proper measurements or credentials, these photos are nothing more than speculation. Think about it. If the defense is asking the jury to trust this reconstruction, shouldn't the person behind it meet the same standards as any crash expert or forensic analyst? Otherwise, it's just educated guesswork paraded as science.
What legal point you're making, because I go back to, if he or she were just somebody you took from wherever, you see somebody walking down the street and you say, hey, could you come with me to where an alleged incident had to occur, presumed to have occurred. I want you to watch a video. You watch this video. Can you take measurements? How would that be any different if that person is not an expert?
Well, Judge, I don't see how it's any different from any of the state's police officers that have come in and testified. This is results of an investigation. He is a He has extensive experience as a licensed police officer doing investigative work. This is investigative work, and any of the state's witnesses, whether they were experts or not, were able to testify about the results of their investigation, Judge. So this is just an investigation.
Did you object to that? I mean, if you don't object to the state's witnesses, if they're giving expert opinion and there's no objection to it, there's nothing for the court to rule upon.
And if the worry is that, Judge, he's not intending to offer any sort of expert opinion. There's no expert opinion where he's going to be saying, was this shot possible or impossible? If that's kind of what if that's their main.
I have no idea what the state's main.
He doesn't intend to give any sort of, I guess, expert based on whether this is going to be possible, impossible. It's just merely, Judge, it's to, number one, be helpful to the trier of fact in deciding any relevant issue. And number two, was this conducted under conditions similar to those existing at the time of the event in question? We're not talking about the lighting in any of this. So this is not used to show the jury, oh, look, this would have been so hard to see or anything like that. This is merely to show the positionings of the vehicles at those locations in the vehicle from the perspectives of the drivers and different perspectives around the church. So they have different perspectives. Judge, that's essential to the defense to be able to rebut the state's theory of the case. And I feel like Tyler's due process violations, Tyler's due process would be violated if we were not able to get into this essential line of.
But I mean, the question is whether or not you have this witness who's looking at some videos, then making a decision based upon a video that he may or may not have watched, and information from your client.
He watched the video. I don't know.
No, what I'm saying is, just a moment.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, you're offering this witness, it appears to the court, to give results on what somebody would have seen or could have seen based upon watching a video and based upon maybe what your client has told them. I don't know. But if you're bringing this witness in to make results, then, or give his opinion or opine on something, then the only people who are really allowed to give opinions and opine on things are experts. And it depends on what field they're an expert in. And then if there's an objection to their ability to present evidence as an expert, the court will hear it. So the first question is, one, if you're not offering him as an expert.
Notice what the defense is doing here. By staging these vehicles, the black Ford F-150 and the white Chevy Traverse, they're trying to visually reconstruct the shooting scene. For jurors, seeing positions on the ground can be far more powerful than just hearing about them. But here's the catch. Does setting up a photo like this count as real evidence or just an opinion dressed up as evidence?
Then he is not allowed to give testimony on his opinion about what people would have saw or could have seen or should have seen, because that's expert testimony.
And he does not intend to give any of those opinions, Judge.
State?
My response to that would be, if he's not going to give an opinion, then what he's already testified to is just purely conjecture and speculation, because he didn't take measurements. He's just testifying as to the only person that can testify, and the only state's witness that testified as to where the vehicle was located was the witnesses that were in the vehicle that would have known.
And Judge,
Detective Tudor can't come and say, oh, you can't see the video in any of the police car in any of the exhibits.
And Judge, this goes to the weight of the evidence, not the admissibility. If they have any issues or they think that any of these photographs are taken with inaccurate positions or have any issue with it whatsoever, they're entitled.
This case is about more than parked cars and photos. It's about whether a defense investigator can play the role of expert without actually being qualified as one. On one side, we've got the defense fighting to get their staged vehicle photos into evidence. On the other, the prosecution drawing a hard line about expert testimony. Buckle up. This clash is about to get technical, fiery, and unforgettable.